This is Dallin Cordova, Scrum Master for 24/7, presenting Sprint 2. As a player, I want actors to have viewable stats so that I can fight enemies and gather information about characters. A corresponding actor status page appears for whichever actor has been long-clicked by the player. The stat menu shows all of the stats that the actor has, including primary attributes and level. The status menu closes when the back button is pressed and ordinary control of the game resumes.
As a player, I want the game's camera to move with me as I travel around so that I know where I'm going. The acceptance criteria are that the camera automatically follows the character. The player can drag the screen to move the camera around manually, and after moving the camera around manually, a button will appear that causes the camera to recenter on the character. In the game, we have our character right here. As we move around, we can see that the camera follows the player. Additionally, if we want to view the map manually, we can drag the screen and it'll move the camera around where we can see other parts of the map. And when we are finished doing that, we can hit the recenter button down here and it will recenter the camera on the character.
This is Will Bohannon. My user story: as a player, I want to select different character types so that I can play with more characters. My acceptance criteria: the player can select the mage character, starting a new game with a mage. The player can select the rogue character, starting a new game with a rogue. So when I select mage, start game, as a mage garb with a robe and a staff, I go back, select rogue, and I have a bow and different clothing.
My user story is, as a player, I want to see a health indicator so that I know how much health my character has. And the acceptance criteria for that is, health is shown in top left or right corner of all screens. And as you can see that the health bar is shown in the top left corner of the screen. And the next acceptance criteria is, whenever the player's health changes, the health indicator reflects the change. And as you can see that when the player steps on the trap, the health indicator indicates the change. And the last acceptance criteria is, the player's health cannot go past player's maximum health or below 0. As you saw that the player's maximum health was 100, and upon reaching the minimum health, the player's health does not go below 0.
Hi everyone, this is Ahmed Osawi. My user story: as a melee enemy, I want to appear in a dungeon at unpredictable times so that the player cannot guess when I will appear. Accepting criteria: melee enemies spawn in a dungeon at least 2 character space away from the character spawn. Enemies have the ability to move 1 space in any cardinal direction. As we can see here in the dungeon, so when I move the warrior, the enemy keep following the warrior, so wherever I go. Okay, thank you for watching.
As a player, I want the items that I picked up to appear in my inventory so that I can use them in the future. The first acceptance criteria is that the player has buttons that give access to an inventory. That is the button in the bottom right that looks like a chest. It opens the inventory. The second acceptance criteria is upon opening the inventory, the player will be able to see all of the items that the character currently holds. Since I have not picked up any items, none of them appear in this area. But if I go and pick up some items, there are 2 in the inventory. The third acceptance criteria is in the inventory there will be different tabs for consumables, weapons, etc. I went ahead and created the tabs on the bottom, but they do not have a specific purpose yet. The next acceptance criteria is there is a maximum inventory where the player cannot pick up any more items. So far, starting out, the maximum inventory size is 5, so I have 5 items now, and whenever you try to pick up another one, it won't let you go onto the same tile, and it will not put it in the inventory. The next acceptance criteria is that there's a button to close the inventory. There's not an X or anything, but if you click the back button, it will exit. Also, you can click away from the fragment and it will also close it. And that concludes my acceptance criteria.
My name is Denise Williams. My user story. As a player, I want to see the character I select along with the information about it before I start a new game, so that I know the information about my character. My exception criteria: when starting a new game, information about each character type is displayed. The character can scroll through different characters and see information about each of them.